Hey everybody, welcome to the final part of Kirby Triple Deluxe. So,
All right, so one second. Just every world, its first letter at the end
oh
of
my
the
god,
day
oh my god, oh
spells
my god, oh
flower.
my god, oh my
Got it,
god.
got it, got it. Yes, it does,
It
John.
spells flower.
Yeah.
But this one kind of throws that out of the way with it starts with the letter E.
Yeah, no, it's flowered.
It's flowered.
Yeah.
Eternal Dreamland.
That doesn't make any fucking sense.
No, it like the plant's flowered. It's an actual world. So, okay, so this game has a shooter section kinda where you use the motion controls to aim at these little buds when their eyes are exposed. Actually, this is probably the best motion control in the game, I would have to say, because
It's just pointing.
it's just pointing. It feels more precise than the other
I don't
stuff.
mind. I don't mind gyroscope for aiming and shooting shit in any game.
Yeah. The only thing is that again, if you're playing in 3D mode, it ruins the 3D effect. So
Yo, yes.
good luck playing like you basically have to turn the 3D off during these sections if you like the 3D.
I guess this will still have to count for our shmup section, though.
Yeah, it's basically the closest we get. Nearly every game has one though. I don't think all of them do, because I don't remember there being one in Is there one in Superstar? I don't think
I'm pretty
so.
sure at some point there is.
Ow, my face.
Oh, my eye.
Oh, no, their eye.
Ah, my other eye.
My multiple eyes.
What's the point of plants being able to grow eyes anyway? They can't move out of the way.
It's evil.
Kirby, you're made of fire. Just burn the place down.
Tell one thing's evil or not if it has eyes where eyes do not belong.
But Ryan, it's in the back plane. How are we supposed to get there?
We're shooting there right now.
Also, you actually do have to shoot through the hole, otherwise you do die. And if you futz around even a little bit, you're not going to make it. So, yeah.
Waddle
Okay.
Dooders, how'd you get here?
Yeah, this is the one I ask. Because, like, we were just shot out of a cannon, and he's just, like, here. So, yeah.
Seriously, Waddle Dooders, how'd you get here?
He's God.
Nope, leave.
Yeah.
I'd probably spend a minute here. It's like, well, what do I choose?
Oh, you mean, like...
Why don't I take all of them?
Yeah.
So, John, you're talking about, like, me whenever I open up the nickname screen in Pokemon?
Yeah.
Okay, so I love Dirty and Beauty. It's fantastic, but this theme for Sectonia Phase 2, I think it's called Moonstruck Blossom, and it's fantastic. I love it to death. It's just like the piano, and it's gorgeous. I love it. So it's probably my favorite theme in the game if I had to pick one. So yeah, in order to win, you have to attack the little bud things that are floating around, whatever. Okay, oh wait, so I was going to explain. Okay, so I love this final boss a lot. It's a lot of fun. It's pretty self-explanatory, though. The reason why I think that this game has a better ending than Planet Robobot is that I don't feel like Planet Robobot ends in a way that's satisfying with the regular gameplay that we get. Because Planet Robobot ends with the shmup section, whereas in most of the other Kirby
Well,
games...
so does 64.
The difference, I think, between 64 and Robobot, though, because I know that that's going to be the common counter-argument, and you're right, but the difference is that in 64, the boss before the shmup section is Miracle Matter, and Miracle Matter is satisfying to beat and fight because he's hard. Even with that on a normal playthrough, just because it's a fun fight, and it's original too. Whereas in Planet Robobot, the fight before the final boss in that game is Haltman, and he's just a reskin of the earlier fight in the game with Susie. So, like, I know that, like, the Gurren Lagann stuff at the very end is cool and whatever.
Someone's just not a fan of Gurren Lagann.
I know, I like Gurren Lagann, but what I really wanted for the end of Robobot was a boss fight in the actual armor, and you never really get that. You get, like, that mini-boss with the snake thing, but that's really just like, oh, you whack its easily telegraphed fist slamming move, and then you unscrew it, and then that's it. You don't get a real boss fight in that thing.
It's anticlimactic.
I think that from a gameplay perspective, it's a little bit anticlimactic. Whereas here, you actually get a real final boss fight with Kirby's main abilities. So, yeah. And I mean, granted, True Arena does have True Arena does have an extra form at the end, but that fight's also stupidly unfair, and I hate it, so, yeah. Again, I'm not trying to knock Robobot too much. I love that game. A lot of people don't get why I like Triple Deluxe more than Robobot, and I just want to explain it. Yeah. So, yeah, we won, right? Right?
If only it were that easy.
Oh, you said that already.
How many final bosses does this game have?
3. Just 3. Well, I mean, if you want to count DDD, 4, I suppose. But I don't. Queen Sectonia has 3 phases, which is not that bad in terms of final boss fights when you consider that, like, Dragon Quest IV has, like, 7 phases to its final boss fight.
Let's say which Final Fantasy boss has like 6 or 7.
Wasn't it Persona 3 or 4 that had, like, 13 phases?
Jesus Christ. Not even fucking Vegnagun was that long.
What's Vegnagun?
Final Fantasy X.
Oh, okay. Well, Lewis would know. Which Persona game has the stupid long final boss?
It's not really a stupid long final boss. It's just that the final boss of Persona 3 has several phases. It's the same form, it just changes its pattern every so many HP.
And here's me using 2 arms.
No, it shifts its I think it shifts its weaknesses and stuff as you go through the battle. It's the same boss.
Oh, okay. Changing its weakness is pretty typical SMT stuff. By the time you get to the end game, they don't want you to just have one build that can cheese the boss, so nearly all of them have them like change their weakness mid-fight so that you have to come up with something different.
Basically, it just goes through all the different arcana until it hits death, which is the final one.
Okay. Alright, then I haven't played that far in the game, so I was just going off what I had heard and misunderstanding it then.
Yeah, it doesn't take that long to beat.
Okay.
The only stupid long boss in the game is the secret super boss.
Oh yeah, and those are always.
Well, the secret super boss in Persona 3 is deliberately designed to be as dickish as possible. Basically, it has twice the amount of HP that you can deal with the maximum damage spell that insta kills everything else in the game. So basically, and once it hits like just below the halfway mark, it will fully heal itself. So basically, you need to use that spell once you get past the halfway mark in order to kill it.
Oh, it will always heal itself when.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh wow. Okay.
So do it right or not at all.
Yeah, basically.
That's a lot of Shin Megami Tensei bosses where it's just like, oh, you have to find the one specific strategy, otherwise you don't get to win.
Otherwise, you are boned.
Yeah. Yeah, this section right here is well, there's this right here where it's just like, oh yeah, you thought Sonic Rush was the only game that made you do this, huh? Well, screw you.
I was like, there's no beam struggles, it's beam buffet.
Does he love me? Loves me not. Loves me? Loves
By
me.
hunger.
Oh, this
Kill
is
it, you kill it not.
This is my favorite part.
Screw it, the answer is just always kill it. Kirby's angry at America. I'm a fire and blazer.
And so Kirby beat the final boss by barfing on it.
Barfing a laser on it.
Well, I mean, when you put it that way, it's a little bit cooler.
Kirby saved, ? The day.
Oh no, I'm falling!
But I can fly.
If people are gonna carry him, you might as well let them, right?
All hail
Yeah,
the
let's
Pope
work for
Kirby.
See,
How are
you're
your hands
carrying
holding
DDD
him?
by his foot, because he's stupid.
Yeah, I liked you better when you were sedated. That's a horrible thing to say.
Kirby's heroic ? Efforts.
Yeah, so now we're getting the exposition about why it was so bad to be living under Queen Sectonia. And a
What
last
did she do?
effort to save themselves, they put a plot MacGuffin onto the surface. And it landed on the wrong goddamn house. Well, I mean, they are pretty much the same when you think about it. Like, they can both suck up things, they can both fly. They're both incredibly greedy and hungry all the time.
And stupid.
And stupid, yeah. See, if DDD hadn't been kidnapped, they never would have been able to win.
And they both murder Waddle Dees with maximum prejudice.
Yeah, pretty much.
Indeed, the Dreamstalk works in mysterious ways. It's a nice way of saying I don't know what it fucking does.
That's whatever we tell it to do.
See, there's flowers, which symbolize beauty, because the boss fight we just fought and beat was all about beauty. Oh man, this game's like proper art and stuff. And this serves as a reminder of Floralia and a new landmark in Dreamland that is going to be completely ignored by the next game, where you never see it, even once.
Meanwhile, Meta Knight just goes about his morning routine.
He probably woke up and oh, man, what is that beanstalk doing there? Well, none of my concern.
Stuff's happening again. It's my day off.
I hate when stuff happens.
Yeah, that's pretty much Meta Knight in a nutshell.
I don't have time for this shit.
The halberds in the shop. I'd have to like fly up there myself. Nah, they can take care of it. Yeah, so that's the game. Okay, so obviously the end of the game is a little bit poorly paced, but I still love it. It's still in my top 3 Kirby games. Again, if you like this game, play Planet Robobot. It's very, very similar, and it's almost as good for me. Like they're neck and neck. When I say my top 3 Kirby games, I usually go 64, Triple Deluxe, and Nightmare in Dreamland. But really, this and Robobot are mostly tied. It depends on what my mood is for whether I play one or the other, but it's not such a substantial difference that I feel like I should put both of them in my top 3, I guess, if that makes any sense. So, like, saying my top 3 was 64, Triple Deluxe, and Robobot, you know, I play Robobot and Triple Deluxe for mostly the same reasons, whereas I would go back to Nightmare in Dreamland for something completely different. So, yeah, I hope that makes sense. But, yeah, this is still a fantastic game, and I think it came out at a great time, too, because 2014 was really when the 3DS was kind of at its highest point, I like to think. I mean, granted, good games are still coming out on it, but development has slowed because it's old as shit, and new hardware is about to come out. So, you know, it's not as exciting to work on, but it's
a great jumping point to get back into the series if you were like me and have not really played a whole lot of Kirby.
Most of them, I would say, are, though. Like, most of the platforms, I should say, are a great jumping point because they're all...
I would argue against Dreamland 2 and 3, but...
yeah, those ones as well. But, like, nearly all of them, they're all... There's not a single one that I would say is terrible. Like, I don't like Amazing Mirror that much, but...
Well, apart from
it wouldn't give me cancer.
Epic Yarn.
No, there are reasons. I get why people like Epic Yarn. And, like, I don't like Amazing Mirror, but it's not like the game gives me cancer or anything. I just don't like it, so... There isn't really a terrible main platformer in the Kirby series, so you can't really go wrong with any of them, in my opinion. I mean... Don't play Tilt and Tumble, but, like, that's pretty much it, as far as I can tell.
Don't you want to shake around a GameCube?
Oh, man, the best. I love, though, that you have to learn how to tilt the game differently, though, if you're using a GameCube versus a Super Game Boy, though, because the gyroscope is a different place.
Yeah, I would love to see someone play it on a Super Game Boy.
Like, I think you would have to hold it basically sideways so that the Game Boy cart is parallel to the ground, pretty much, wouldn't you?
Oh, wait, hold on. Is Tilt and Tumble, right? That's the one
Tilt and Tumble.
Is that Game Boy or Game Boy Color?
It's Color, but I think it will still work on the Game Boy in the same way a lot of other Color games will.
No, Super Game Boy is not compatible with Game Boy Color.
Oh, it's not?
Unfortunately.
Ah, damn.
Well, if it's a Game Boy Color exclusive game, it won't, but...
Make a mod for it. Someone make a mod for it.
Yeah.
I think, like, you can still run Pokemon Gold and Silver on it because it's still compatible with the original Game Boy. Though, so if it's like Gold and Silver where it has color as a feature, but it's not exclusive to color, it would be able to work. So, yeah. Anyway, since I'm not recording the bottom screen, it says, "The End?" ? down there because you haven't done True Arena yet. You lazy.
There's always more things for Kirby to kill.
Yeah, the side modes in this game I think are pretty good overall. There's like the DDD rhythm game and whatever. So yeah, it's good stuff.
So when are you gonna get to Robobot?
Later. I don't know when. Whenever I'm in the mood to play it again, I guess. Hopefully soon. How about that?
Do you think Meta Knight's ship got its name because it was developed by Hal?
Oh, almost certainly.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see his mode next time.
Yeah.